Welcome to Minimode's new interview series. I'm Bella Alexandras, and I'm here with kids brand Raspberry Plum. I'm going to ask you a few questions. Is that okay?
Yeah, great.
Why did you start Raspberry Plum?
Well, that's kind of a complicated question. I was a women's wear designer and a textile designer initially. I wanted to start a brand of my own because I had worked for a lot of corporate companies and there's a lot of things that I didn't like about the industry. So I wanted to start a company that kind of follows my ethos. And I didn't want to go into women's wear. So I thought that children's wear would be a friendlier environment. So that's why I started a children's wear brand. Also because the person, my best friend who I was supposed to start with, she was a children's wear designer. And she dropped out in the end, had a baby, and I just continued myself.
Oh, wow. I did not expect that, but that's amazing.
Oh, thank you.
So tell us about your brand and what makes it stand out from others.
Well, I think that Raspberry Plum is unique because firstly, I mean, I'm the sole designer. So well, it's not unique because I'm the sole designer, but I make decisions on design and so on. And I try not to follow any kind of trends or anything. I try not to look at too many trends or look at too much what's going on and what other people are doing. I tend to just look at art and culture and design and things like that inspire me, music. So it tends to stand out because it follows more of an art-based theme rather than just following trends.
Yeah, and that's what you love.
Yeah, I love
that about the
yeah.
brand. I love it.
Oh, thank you.
So how has a pandemic and brisket impacted your brand over the last few years?
Well, we had to change the way that we work. So there are no trade shows. So we had to develop our communication digitally with our clients, find a way to communicate about the product clearly. So we started doing a lot more videos, clearer photos, a lot more video calls. It's been tough in the beginning, but now we're kind of used to it. Also, we are a special brand, so we're not a basic brand. So we're the cream on top. We're the first to go if there is a pandemic. So it's impacted our sales, but we've managed to sell through. So yeah, we keep going.
Well, because of COVID, I love your brand so much. You know, it like literally put it out there.
Yeah, we try to bring a bit of happiness and something a little bit different and quirky to the game.
So, love that your clothes are ethically made. Tell us about this.
Yeah, so the name Raspberry Plum comes from the fact that the brand is produced in Serbia. I'm originally from Serbia. I moved to England as a child, and I wanted to connect my background to the brand and also work with the community in Serbia because Serbia was a big manufacturer of textiles in Europe before the 90s, before all the turmoil. And a lot of these big factories closed down and lots of little workshops survived from those factories. So I wanted to employ those people. So and work with the community. So the name Raspberry Plum comes from Serbia because Serbia is one of the biggest exporters of raspberries and plums in the world. So it's kind of like a mixture of those things. So we work with small workshops that employ maybe 5 to 10 people, so numerous ones. We also work with the Novak Djokovic Foundation. So they're very active in Serbia, you know, the tennis player, Novak Djokovic. Have you heard of him? Yeah. So they build schools and nurseries and help out children in need. So we donate all of our old stock to the foundation who normally for Christmas time, they give it to children that are in more financial needs, so they can enjoy and appreciate designer clothes as well.
Wow, that is so amazing.
Thank you.
So, what is your favorite clothing piece from your current collection and why?
Yeah, so it's difficult to pick really, because you get attached to different pieces for different reasons. I like you received some of my pictures of
Yeah.
my, yeah, so it's I like the tulle dress with printed tulle and little frills on top, because
Oh, I like
it's
that one.
2 layers of the same print, so when you wear it, it's kind of 3D. So you have the lining is printed with the same floral design as the tulle. So I really love that piece because of its design structure, because it's something a little bit different. And what else did I send you? I can't even remember now.
Well, I looked at them and I loved all of them. I also looked at your Instagram page, and everyone go follow them. I love it.
Thank you. I really like the coats as well, because they're kind of traditional with a bit of a quirk, the orange and the blue coat with the horses on the back. Yeah, I like mixing traditional but with a twist. So I like those pieces as well.
I love that about your brand.
Thank you.
So, where do you get your inspiration for your designs?
Yeah, so it's things that I'm passionate about really that I look at. So I I'm kind of really into anything vintage, anything from the 60s and 70s. I tend not to buy many new clothes, even for myself. So I tend to just buy vintage. I think it's just more ethical and it's just cooler, or if you can find cool
Yeah.
stuff. So I look at that period a lot. And in terms of music and art, yeah, rock and roll style, love it from that period, because it was pretty but cool. So you get like floral designs, but very in a kind of cool way, mixing different things that don't necessarily match. For example, our Spring Summer 22 collection that's coming out next summer is based on Jimi Hendrix. I think his style was perfect. So based on his music, his style, we covered other things such as Ballet Russe, which was a traveling ballet company from the 30s, which they had a lot of artists such as Picasso designing their costumes. So it's just lots and lots of different art forms from the 20th century.
I love that. I wish that we could live there again.
I know. I wish I was young in the 1969.
Well, I wish that time stopped there because it's just so cool at that time.
Yeah. And I think it kind of reflects our time as well, the late 60s. It was a time of change, a time of big movements. And I think that's what we're going through at the moment as well.
Yeah. So what's next for your brand? What are you going to do?
I'm trying to incorporate maybe a little bit of upcycling, trying to go that ethical route that I think a lot of people are doing. Perhaps use leftover fabrics from our seasons to produce women's wear collections for our website. Yeah, just produce less waste. And I think just explore new subjects as well and try to grow the brand.
Wow. I love how you reuse things. And
Yeah,
I just want to
it's
say,
important, I think.
yeah, I want to say to everyone who's watching, Raspberry Plum, go follow them. Go get some of their clothes. It literally comes from the heart.
Yeah, it does. It literally comes from the heart.
Well, thank you for letting me interview you.
Thank you, Bella, so much. I really enjoyed our chat.